Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to read chapter 11 from the book Beehive, If I Were You. Students, this is an engaging one act play. You will really enjoy reading this play, which is full of suspense and thrill. This play, it is built around the theme that calmness during a crisis is the most desirable quality. If one does not lose one's calm at the critical moment, he can surmount or overcome any difficulty. Besides calmness, one must also have the courage, which is, we can say, an important virtue which is required to face the crisis or difficult situation. So this play, it's a one-act play showing a witty playwright Gerard and his encounter with an intruder. Intruder कहते हैं घुसपैठिया, one who enters the house forcibly. So this play, it shows Gerard's wit, his calmness and his presence of mind that not only saves him from being killed but also traps the intruder. So, how we learn through this chapter that in difficult situation, if one can easily tackle it, provided that a person keeps his calm and uses his brain to overcome it. So, we'll read this chapter and try to understand how Gerard, with his wit, calmness, and presence of mind, is able to tackle this intruder who forcibly enters his house and tries to kill him. So let's read the story If I Were You. Here, I is referred to the intruder. So, if I were you. Gerard lives alone in a lonely cottage. Lonely cottage means the जहाँ Gerard का घर है वहाँ पर बहुत कम घर पाए जाते हैं and he lives alone in his house. An intruder who is a criminal enters his cottage. So intruder means a person who enters forcefully. And he is a criminal and he enters his cottage. He intends to murder Gerard. That means what his intention is? उसका क्या मकसद है जेरार्ड के घर में आने का? वो उसे मारना चाहता है and take on his identity. वो उसकी पहचान को अपनाना चाहता है. So does he succeed? We will come to know when we read the story If I Were You. See, students, here some words are given in this column and the meanings are given here. So, as we read the chapter, you will try to find out the meaning of the given words and match the column, right, students? So, let's start reading the chapter. Scene. Scene means the stage setting is mentioned here. So, if one wants to enact the play, अगर किसी को इस play को stage पर perform करना है, then the setting needs to be understood. So, a small cottage interior, that means the interior of the house is mentioned there. There is an entrance back right, which may be curtain. Another door to the left must be a practical door. Practical door means which is to be used throughout the play. The furniture is simple, consisting of a small table towards the left, a chair or two, and a divan rather upstage on the right. Upstage on the right means rear part of the stage. At the back of the stage, the back part of the stage, a divan is to be set there. On the table is a telephone. When the curtain rises, Gerard is standing by the table making a phone call. He is a he is of medium height and wearing horn-rimmed glasses. So when the curtain rises, we see the protagonist Gerard on stage and he is talking to someone on phone. His physical appearance is mentioned here that he is of medium height and he is wearing horn-rimmed glasses. The glasses made of metallic frame with having curved structures and he's dressed in a lounge suit. Lounge suit refers to business suit. That means he is ready to go out and meet someone and is also wearing a great coat. That means he is also wearing a long coat on top of the lounge suit. His voice is cultured. Cultured refers to well mannered, refined, educated. So he's talking in a very sophisticated manner as he is talking on phone at that time. So Gerard, well, tell him to phone up directly. I must know. Yes, I expect I'll still be here, but you mustn't count on that. In about 10 minutes time, righto, goodbye. So Gerard is talking to someone on phone and he asks that the person must call him directly at the moment. He wants that some other person he should call him at the moment, and he adds that he would be there for 10 minutes in the house, but he should not count on it. Count on that means depend on that. And he also adds that he would be leaving in 10 minutes, and he wishes the person goodbye and puts the receiver back on phone. He puts down the phone and goes to the divan on the left, where there is a traveling bag, and starts packing. Whilst he is thus engaged, another man, similar in build to Gerard, enters from the right silently, revolver in hand. So we see that as Gerard, he puts the receiver back on phone, then he goes to the divan and he starts packing the stuff in a traveling bag. So while he is busy packing, engaged refers to busy packing. Another man who is similar to Gerard enters the room very silently from the right side. He has a gun in one hand. So he is flashily dressed in an overcoat and a soft hat. Flashily dressed means having a gaudy appearance, wearing bright colored dress, and he's also wearing an overcoat and a soft hat. He bumps into the table. So he bumps accidentally against the table, and at the sound, Gerard turns quickly. So we see that Gerard is busy packing. This man, he enters there. He is holding a revolver in his hand. He is gaudily dressed, wearing bright colored clothes. But while he was trying to enter quietly, accidentally he bumps into the table. And thus, this catches Gerard attention, and then he turns round at the sound quickly. Gerard, pleasantly, why, this is a surprise, mister. So when Gerard he saw an intruder in his house, he spoke pleasantly to the stranger and saying that he is surprised to see him. Gerard चौंकता है, but in a very pleasant manner वो stranger से कहता है कि वो surprised है उसे देखकर. Intruder, I am glad you are pleased to see me. I don't think you will be pleased for long. Put those paws up. So यहाँ पर जो intruder है वो क्या कहता है कि he is glad to find Gerard happy to see him. He adds that Gerard won't remain happy for long when he comes to know of his intentions, कि Gerard को अगर उसके intentions के बारे में पता लग जाए तो वो ज्यादा देर खुश नहीं रहेगा. And he also adds, he asked Gerard to raise his hands. So paws up means hands up. तो जब भी कोई रिवॉल्वर किसी की तरफ पॉइंट करता है तो वो क्या कहता है? हैंड्स अप. यस, फिल्मों में भी आपने देखा होगा, पुलिस जब अराइव करती है तो क्या कहती है पॉइंट करते हुए? हैंड्स अप. So this man, when he entered, he started talking to Gerard. He first asked him to put his hands up. Gerard, this is all melodramatic, not very original, perhaps, but now melodramatic means displaying excessive emotions, right? So Gerard finds the intruder's behavior to be dramatic and not very natural. उसे बहुत melodrama करता हुआ नजर आता है. The way the man entered, he asked him to raise his hands. So Gerard क्या कहता है कि तुम्हारे जो expressions है मुझे बहुत melodramatic लग रहे हैं. It is not natural. And वो कुछ और कहना चाहता है, but the intruder he interrupts saying, trying to be calm and so intruder क्या कहता है that he is just trying to be calm and composed and he is short of words to complete the sentence. वो कुछ और कहना चाहता है बट उसे वो शब्द नहीं मिलता है जो वो कहना चाहता है. एंड इस पर जिराड क्या कहता है? Nonchalant is your word, I think. Nonchalant, it refers to little bit careless, carefree attitude. So वो कहता है nonchalant is your word, I think. सो नॉन चैलेंज का क्या मतलब है? नॉट शोइंग एंजाइटी और इंटरेस्ट और एंथुसियाज्म, carefree or careless manner. So Gerard, he adds up that he wants to say that he's trying to be calm and nonchalant. That is not to show anxiety or enthusiasm. So जब जेरार्ड ये कहता है कि तुम थोड़ा मेलोड्रामा क्रिएट कर रहे हो, तो वो व्यक्ति जो इंट्रूडर है वो क्या कहने की कोशिश करता है कि नहीं, मैं सिर्फ काम एंड कंपोज्ड रहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं. सो आप इस पिक्चर में देख सकते हो किस तरह से जेरार्ड ही इज पैकिंग हिज स्टफ एंड दिस इंट्रूडर ही एंटर्स द हाउस एंड ही इज होल्डिंग अ रिवॉल्वर हियर. सो जेरार्ड द्वारा जब वो वर्ड दिया जाता है कि नॉन चैलेंट इज द वर्ड, इंट्रूडर सेज थैंक्स अ लॉट, you'll soon stop being smart, I'll make you crawl, I want to know a few things, see. So, intruder, what he says, he thanks Gerard for completing the sentence. And he says that soon he will stop acting smart. He adds that he will torture him and make him crawl. So, इंट्रूडर जो है वो एक तरह से धमकी दे रहा है जेरार्ड को कि वो स्मार्ट एक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहा है, लेकिन वो ज्यादा देर स्मार्ट एक्ट नहीं कर पाएगा क्योंकि वो उसे मजबूर कर देगा. एंड ही सेड दैट ही विल मेक हिम crawl. Gerard says, anything you like. I know all the answers. But before we begin, I should like to change my position. You may be comfortable, but I am not. So, listening to this, Gerard says that the intruder could ask him anything, but before that, he wanted to sit comfortably. You have seen in the picture that how he was standing by the divan, he was packing the stuff. So at that time, he was not comfortable. So he asked the intruder that he wanted to take some comfortable position. And thus, intruder said, sit down there and no funny business. Motions to a chair and seats himself on the divan by the bag. Now then, we will have a nice little talk about yourself. So the intruder, he commanded Gerard to sit on the chair and he himself sits on the divan. He wants to talk about Gerard and he says, and he asked him by giving a gesture sign that he can take his seat, he can sit on the chair. And he says, no funny business. That means koi chalaki nahi karna hai. So he warns him, he threatens him. And then he said that now we will talk about yourself. That means जो intruder है वो जेरार्ड के बारे में कुछ बातें जानना चाहता है. Gerard, at last a sympathetic audience. I'll tell you the story of my life. How, as a child, I was stolen by the gypsies, and why, at the age of 32, I find myself in my lonely Essex cottage. How? Now, Gerard says that finally he has a person who is concerned about him, who wants to listen to his story, and that's why he uses the expression sympathetic audience. So, वो क्या कहता है intruder से कि finally he has got someone who would listen to his story, and he says that he would tell him about his life. So, how as a child he was stolen by a group of nomads. Gypsies कौन होते हैं? Nomads, जो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह travel करते रहते हैं. And he says that why at the age of 32 he was living there all alone in a small cottage which was named as Essex. By saying this, he tries to कन्विंस द इंट्रूडर, उसे एक तरह से अपनी बातों में वो उलझाना चाहता है, एंड वो कुछ और ऐड करने जाता है by saying how. To this, the intruder interrupts him by saying, keep it to yourself and just answer my questions. You live here alone. Well, do you? Gerard said, I'm sorry. I thought you were telling me, not asking me. A question of inflection. Your voice is unfamiliar. नाउ इस पर आगे क्या होता है कि जो इंट्रूडर है वो उसे बीच में ही टोक देता है. सो he tries to interrupt him by saying that keep whatever things you are telling to him to himself, as he just wanted the answer to his questions. तो वो क्या कहता है कि तुम अपनी जो कहानी है अपने पास रखो. He just wanted answers to his set of question, and he did not want to hear to what Gerard had to say. And he asked Gerard if he lived there alone. तो वो जेराड से पूछता है कि क्या वो वहां अकेला रहता है. नाउ जब इंट्रूडर ये बात कह रहा होता है, जिस टोन में इंट्रूडर ने पूछा होता है कि तुम यहाँ अकेले रहते हो, it was like a statement. So Gerard said, I'm sorry, I thought you were telling me, not asking me. So a question of inflection. Inflection कहते हैं a change in voice. The pitch that he used, it was like as if he was telling him. And that's why जब intruder ने पूछा, you live here alone, it was not as if he was asking question. And for some time when he did not get the reply, he again asked him, well, do you? To this, Gerard apologized by saying that he could not understand whether he was asking or telling him. So वो क्या कहता है? A question of inflection. And he says, तुम्हारी जो आवाज है ये मुझे थोड़ी सी अनजानी सी लग रही है, अनफेमिलियर लग रही है, स्ट्रेंज लग रही है. सो हम क्या पाते हैं कि जिस तरह से जिराड बात करता है, वो उसे ये बताना चाहता है कि किस तरह से वो उसकी बात समझ नहीं पा रहा है, that whether he was asking question to him or whether he was telling him. And he added that intruder's voice was not familiar to imply that he wanted to know about him, कि उसकी आवाज पहली बार उसने सुनी है और उसका बात करने का तरीका उसके लिए अनफेमिलियर है, तो वो समझ नहीं पाया कि वेदर इंट्रूडर जो है वो उससे सवाल पूछ रहा है या फिर वो उससे उसे बता रहा है. So dear students, I'm going to stop here today. So your homework is to find the word meanings. That is the column that was in the beginning, given in the beginning of this chapter, that is this column. So you will match the column. You will find the meaning of the word cultured, count on, engaged, melodramatic, to be smart, inflection, right? So try to find and match the answer given in this column, right? So आज हम यहीं पर रुकेंगे. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Thank you.